Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Brahmanandam Paranasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagan Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasishtha Utpatti Prakarana, the story of Leela continues, and already we have given you the setting of the Leela story, which is like a folder within folder. So I'm not going to repeat too many of that. Coming to the last stage, where Leela number 1 is with goddess Saraswati, and King Viduratha, injured, has been brought into the royal palace and is struggling to depart from the body. And what happens to Leela 2? Leela number 2 is already she has left her body, she died, and her soul was led by her daughter. All these are details of this story. And Leela number 2 finds herself in King Padma's place. The dead body of King Padma is under the flowers. Leela number 2 joins there. People look into this and they don't find anything contradictory. Leela number 2 becomes completely harmonized with the whole setting. So while that's the situation there, Goddess Saraswati is giving insight into the law of karma and birth and death, mystery about all this. Shri Vasishtha continued, O Rama, when Leela number 2 died in the world of King Viduratha, her spirit identified itself with her mental body and flew into the sky. Again, that's allegorical. When something happens through your mind, you don't fly anywhere. but you do experience going to dream. In your dream, you fly so many times. But really, you're not flying. It's the magic of the mind. But that's the way it is experienced by soul, led by their karmas. And remember that Leela number 2 had received the boon from Saraswati, that she would travel to the next realm with her own body. And Saraswati had granted that. But it didn't happen literally, because boon follows your experience. What you consider literal is not literal. It's the world of Maya. So, when Leela 2 died in the world of King Viduratha, her spirit identified itself with her mental body and flew into the sky with the intention of going to the world of King Padma to meet her husband. On the way, she was welcomed and guided by the spirit of her young daughter by King Viduratha. Subtle point is being given to you. A soul coming into the world comes in an environment of near and dear ones. And many times, one of the dear ones can play a tremendous part in your personality. But this is not outer help. It looks like outer help. It's your own karmic process. Just like in dream, you meet lots of people, and even in dream, you find near and dear ones close to you. They are not different people. They're led by your own karma. What type of dream you want to have. So you have to always understand you are not being determined by people around you. You are determining the people around you. Led by your karma. Apparently, the young daughter of Leela too had also departed from her physical body, but her spirit, pursuing the course of its karma, did not materialize in the world of King Padma. After guiding her mother, Leela too, through the astral planes, the daughter's spirit vanished. After Leela number 2 entered into the world of King Padma, she found herself seated by the dead body of the king. She felt that she had journeyed through the astral worlds in her own physical body, from the world of King Viduratha. In her awareness, she didn't change the body. When you go to dream, in your awareness, you have not changed your body, but it is not real. The body in your dream is not you. Your body is totally different. But you don't feel that. Thinking within herself, how fortunate I am to have joined my husband, who lies here wounded and who will come back to life by the blessings of Goddess Saraswati. Goddess Saraswati has already forecast that King Padma is going to emerge out of dead state. He will come to life. And so Leela number 2 began to fan the face of the king. Goddess Saraswati said to Leela number 1, O Leela, you yourself have appeared in the form of Leela too, because of your intense desire to be with your husband. Leela number 2 is nothing but a shadow proceeding from your own personality. This you need to digest. Near and dear ones are your own shadows. Try to figure that out. The whole world is actually your own shadow, led by your vasana, how you experience the world. You are Atma, the self. Sun is the reality, the real you, sun. But coming to the earth planet, there are countless reflected suns. And they are all in different situations. Some reflections have inspiring relationship. Some reflections have no such perspiring relationship. But they are all your shadows. You as the sun. That's from the advanced. That's what actually this whole story is leading you to understand. Leela asked, Leela number 1, O goddess, why this second Leela, welcomed by the servants and attendants of the king? Are they not surprised to see a strange personality? Goddess Saraswati replied, O Leela, behold the miracle of Maya. Leela number 2 is not viewed as a stranger, Rather, they accept her as their queen. They didn't find any change. Miracles happen in the lives of family. All the neighborhood doesn't know anything about it. They see the same face coming up every day from the house. Nothing abnormal. This is a crude way to explain to you, but that's the subtle point behind it. All relationships are sustained by the projections of the mind. Led by divine will and sustained by the reality of the self, human beings find themselves involved in different patterns of relationships, and they resign to the apparent realities of existence, led by ignorance. You resign to the apparent reality, I am this body. And in that level, you develop, these people are friendly, those people are outsiders. Those people, the enemies. So all that goes on developing within your mind. But all these items of dear, not dear, unfriendly, they are expressions of karmic basis of your mind, karma. No one is giving you anything that is not led by your karma. So one becomes a dear relative, your good karma has brought dearness to you through that personality. Another negative karma has brought undearness to you. No one can impact upon you unless it is your karma. That doesn't mean that you are just gripped by karma, but everyone has a spark of free will. If you utilize your free will, do purushartha, then you go on changing your karmas, and that can lead you prosperous situation, and finally, even without, led by your purushartha, blended with divine grace, you can attain enlightenment, go beyond all karmas, and realize I am the only one in this universe, Brahman. Leela number 1 asked, O goddess, Leela number 2 had received the boon that she would go to the world of Padma with her own body. Why is it that even though she was granted the boon, yet she had to receive her physical body behind? Goddess Saraswati explained, it is impossible for the body of a dream to enter into the body of the waking state. But those who are ignorant about the nature of the self are identified with their physical bodies. They cannot physically move from one plane to another. Simple point is that when you are praying and asking for things, you are in the plane of Maya. And if you have the experience that God has granted you, a Devi comes or a divine Ishtadevata comes and says, why ask? And it will be granted to you. But what is being granted to you is according to your need. And your need is your mind is not enlightened. So what you are looking for is in the realm of Maya. A growing baby, what does he look for? Give me a toy. Give me a kitty cat. And the mother doesn't give me a real kitty cat, gives a toy cat. I make the cat jump around. And the baby, mother has granted my boon. Try to understand that. The boon and what is being granted depends upon your state of mind. Those who meditate upon the reality, I am not this body, they rise beyond the physical body. They gain the power of sankalpa, true will. Thereby they can move to any plane of existence without a change of bodies. Since they possess Dhan, can be anywhere, and there's no need for you to think, am I come with my body or not? Because we're really not body. Section 54. Insight is being given in relation to death, karmas. Leela said, O goddess, King Viduratha is about to die. What leads to one's death? What determines the lifespan of an individual? Please enlighten me on these points. Goddess Saraswati said, the karmas of a person determine his lifespan. Let me give you more detail. When you talk of karma, your attention is being directed to three aspects of karma. Sanchit karma, accumulated storehouse. Accumulated storehouse you cannot imagine. Just like in modern times, look at your desktop. How many things are there accumulated? The accumulated is vast. But you don't work with all the accumulated. You have few folders near you that you deal with. So accumulated storehouse is vast. And technically, the entire vast accumulated can be sublimated fast. If you attain enlightenment, all that sanchit karma moves away. But if you are not enlightened, a portion of sanchit karma becomes the basis of your present personality. This is called kriyaman karma or agami karma. These are two synonymous words. Kriyaman karma, that is current karma. Agami karma, that shapes your future. Now, kriyama, while you are involved with kriyaman karma, now firstly, kriyaman karma will determine three things. To which family you are going to be born. Jati. You have been loving too much gold, then you will be born to goldsmith family. Loving music, then you will form a musical family. And so forth. So that jati. Next, ayu. How long you are going to live. Karma determines that much you need, led by your karmic basis. And how many years you must live through according to match up with your karma. Living long or living short, in philosophical world, it doesn't mean much. It's not a good news. If someone has been given the boon, he will live for 125 years. Oh, wow, great. And try to understand, when you live with your mind and the problems of your mind. If your mind continues to carry miserable experience, living long with a big injury in your neck or in your head, that's not a real life. So whatever it is, don't be deluded by the period of life. But whatever period of life you enjoy comes led by your karma, prarabdha karma. And again you have to understand that prarabdha karma permits purushartha, self-effort. So, even though karmically you are born to live, say for example, only 50 years, but having come into the body and having developed your own understanding how you want to utilize your willpower, you start taking a lot of Chyawanprash. I'm joking. You can do something to prolong your life. Prarabdha is flexible. Some aspect of prarabdha is not. You are born in a family. Now suddenly realize you shouldn't have been there. That will not happen. So jati, ayu and bhoga. Bhoga, experiences of pleasure and pain. But all this changes led by your purushartha, self-effort. If your self-effort is for becoming a yogi, then you convert your painful experience into a stage of austerity. The painful experience, instead of creating negative impressions in your mind, allows you to develop contrary, positive movement. So, but this is kind of a mathematical picture. Your pleasure and pain all depend upon your karmas. That's called bhoga. Bhoga is called enjoyment. And even if you suffer something, it is karma bhoga. You are enjoying your karma. And as you go on enjoying your karma, pleasure and pain, you are creating new karmas. New karmas are called agami karma. New karma has two aspects: changing your present condition, giving a different value, as well as promoting a future for you. That's called agami movement. Some good karma or some sadhana movement that you have done very positively may immediately give its result in some people. In some people, they will not. You did lots of good karma, lots of sadhana, and still you remain buried under lots of sorrowful situations. Why? Because the karma process. Some obstacle has not been removed. And sometimes some karma will not bear its fruit in this life, but waits for future. All depends upon the different qualities of karma and your state, your degree of purushartha. And your purushartha goes into another great change. If you bring in devotion in your heart, then grace begins to operate. When grace begins to operate, then there's anything that happens is indescribable, beyond your imagination. And again, all these experiences you have made yourself utilize your willpower, created new karmas, brought big great changes But still you are conditioned by karma. You are coming into this world of birth and death. This point has to be understood. Your goal is to become absolutely free of karmas. And this point will be brought to you soon. Karmas of an individual are related to time, space, activity, and material resources. They are either good or evil. They determine one's experiences after death, the nature of next embodiment, one's lifespan, and all experiences of pleasure and pain. They are a result of karma. Leela asks, O goddess, is death painful or pleasant? What happens after death? Must all people have similar experiences after death, or do different people have different experiences? Goddess Saraswati explained, there are 3 types of dying persons: the dull-witted, the yogi, and the enlightened. Dull-witted means the vast majority of people. The yogi, only 1 in 1,000, that type. Sadhaks are not many. Yogis are aspirants, striving to progress on the path of spirituality. And then those who have attained enlightenment, the Jivan Muktas. In the case of Jivan Mukta, all Sanchita karma is deleted. All Agami karma is cut out. Karma is formed only on the basis of your identity with the body. Body refers to 3 bodies: physical, subtle, causal. And when the enlightenment has become mature, you are not identified with mind, intellect, ego, body. That profound understanding is at the root of your whole awareness. So therefore, the question of death for the enlightened one, to enlighten one, death has already occurred and he has faced it. Physical death is a matter of course. There again, the appearance of death will depend upon the prarabdha karma. Enlightened one, as I said, all sanchita karmas out, all agami karmas obliterated. Prarabdha karma continues, but it is not a reality for the sage, but a reality for the world where his body was existing. And for that world, his personality will have all its expressions as long as there is prarabdha karma behind it. So led by prarabdha, a saintly personality goes through different circumstances. That in divine hand, what is needed for the world? For Jesus to be crucified, for Socrates to drink poison, for Lord Krishna to be shot at the soles of his feet. And for Buddha to eat some problematic fruit. That's I'm giving you jokingly. But that's not the only thing. All saints and sages go through many challenges. All the challenges, Rama had to go to the forest. Sita was kidnapped and all that, all the challenge Rama had to face. Krishna had to face many challenges. But not just Rama, Krishna, all saints and sages. Tulsidas, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Raman Maharshi. There is no any sage who didn't face challenges. देह धरे का दंड है सब काबू को होए. All things that happen, you think all this trouble coming only is in me, but that's not so. सब काबू को होए. All have. All implies whether you are enlightened or not enlightened. Your hairs are going to turn grey. Your teeth are going to shake. Your ears are going to become deaf. Your nerves one day will go collapse. सब काहू को होए. ज्ञानी भुगते ज्ञान से. But if you are enlightened, this is not you. The sun watches, as it were, over a reflected sun, how it is crying when the jar in which the reflected sun is there is broken. But if the reflected sun knows I am the sun, then all this breaking, etc., is a kind of amusement. It doesn't exist. Even in your dream, you may be experiencing a terrible dream, but simple one little sneak of wisdom is a dream. And immediately the experience has become fun. Though in dream it has the same way as it is in waking state. Good, evil, pleasant, unpleasant, and so forth. One who has not purified his intellect by good association and has remained sunk in the muddy waters of ignorance experiences intense pain during death. Again, just like even maintaining good health requires a lot of your insight. And a simple formula, prevention is better than cure. Prevention is the best method. In other words, even in your healthy condition, you must live your life in such a way that you avoid disease, etc. As you grow, live your life in such a way that you don't dump yourself into void when you get old. Allow your mind to build up a big palace, a mental palace, and where you can, what I'm implying jokingly, develop in your mind a deeper understanding of yourself. And you don't develop in 1 or 2 days. Even while young, start working upon it. But if you have not, don't be frustrated. Reality is not upset about it. Whenever you turn your gaze towards the reality, truth, immediately a profound blessing enters your heart. So if those people who have not cultured their mind, trained their mind how to face adversity, prosperity, even in life, they experience death many a time. Real death will not give as much trouble as you have experienced, led by your mental fright relating to death, called Abhinivesh Klesha. Everyone suffers from. There is instinctive fear of death. And it needs to be corrected day by day through your sadhana. Otherwise, each year when you blow your candle on your birthday, it brings the smoke in your eyes. So, those who have not utilized their intellect, they go through terrible pain. The real death is actually very peaceful movement. All the imagination of your mind about deaths cannot really match up with the actual death process. It's extremely smooth. You open a window and the breeze has passed. That's what happens. You always see that how people are struggling, and the moment a person dies, the whole body becomes completely relaxed. And at that time, there's a very smooth movement. Prior to death, as long as the mind is working, there will be always memories of the past. What will happen after? So many things, because the mind has unwittingly created a way of acting that it just works with sorrows and anxieties. Same mind can be trained to have a different perspective. Mind can turn to Godward mind. Just at this stage, I will give you 3 mantras. Sahaj, Saras, and Sayujya. Always view dying process. Pray to God, may I face that stage Sahaj, just like a breeze passing, not with discordance and noise and turbulence. Sahaj. And while death has not come, let me live this life saras. Saras means life has a joyous taste about it. Life is joyous. You live your life and enjoying your life. Life that is purposeful. You are practicing integral yoga in your life, doing your duties, and flourishing. That's called saras. And final state, may I become united with you. While saying that, in the end I'm saying, may I be united. But being united is a constant goal of your life. But as long as you are viewing your life in the terms of death and after, let your mind have that type of prayer. Sahaja deaths, when we live in such a way that passing away should be as normal as a person going to sleep. Sahaj. And not with trouble and turmoil, in a good, peaceful environment. And while living, life should be saras. Enjoy all the opportunities. The beautiful drama of the world before you, God has given you. Given you 5 senses to poke into the nature of the world. So live with joy. Be good and do good. Be good, allow fragrance to enter your heart. Do good, waft the fragrance. That's called saras. And how will it all end up? I am that. Shivoham, Aham Brahmasmi. So if you are working that way, there will be no pain. Pain, whatever will be there, you will be able to transcend. Turning to those who are not in that stage of, but are gripped by dullness of mind, Saraswati Devi describes his throat begins to choke. Strange noises proceed from his throat. His eyeballs turn upwards, and where the complexion of his face changes, he sees nothing but darkness before his eyes. He is unable to express himself. His senses become dull and his mind is overpowered by delusion. He enters into a state which is inert like a stone. At the moment of death, he feels as if he is drowning in the ocean, as if he is borne on through the sky, as if thrown into a dark well, as if driven through a dense stone, as if the very world had been turned topsy-turvy. Experiencing numerous afflictions, he passes on into a deep swoon of death. And then he comes back, continuing the painful experiences of karmas by another embodiment after embodiment. This is the picture about those who are at the mass level, not striving for anything good. No good samskaras, nothing good. And again, there is another picture of death. What happens? Nadis. There are countless channels radiating from the heart. Heart, I'm here speaking not as an Anahat chakra, but mystic heart, which is the center of your whole personality. Again, considering from Kundalini point of view, there are many nadis radiating from your heart center. Those who are enlightened, the pranas begin to flow through the Sushumna in a harmonized way. Those who are not enlightened, pranas depart through a channel, not Sushumna. And those channels, they are leading the soul to different levels of experience. Death is caused by the sankalpa of the soul. Sankalpa of the soul. What happens? At the time of death, what the soul wants, that comes forward. Not what your mind says. Mind is not completely you. You are beyond your mind. Your mind goes topsy-turvy. The soul has its own judgment about what should it be. So the last thought enters your unconscious and expresses through your mind. And divine will guides the soul. Led by the illusion of the world process, the soul rises to higher levels or descends to lower levels. The essence of the soul is pure consciousness. This consciousness cannot die. The true identity of a person is not his body, not his pranas, not his senses, not his mind or intellect. Therefore, how can this consciousness be said to die? That we have to understand. Death is not real death. It's a change of the body and mind. Change of cloth. Until you don't need any cloth. That's liberation. You don't need body, mind, etc. How can a person witness his own death? Who has ever witnessed the death of consciousness? All these are very philosophical questions. The person says, everything I experience, I doubt it. I just enjoy doubting everything. And the answer is given to the person. But can you doubt the doubter? You are still believing in something. I'm going to die. Person says, I'm practically dead. But who is watching that death? If you are not there to watch it, then why worry? Death is not an eyewitness experience because it doesn't exist. In fact, the experiences of birth and death are projections of the mind, chittavrittis, thought waves of the mind, caused by one's vasanas, subtle desires. There is neither death nor birth for you. You are that immortal self. When an aspirant studies the scriptures under the guidance of a guru, and when he practices listening, reflection, and meditation, Shravana, Manan, Nididhyasan, these are 3 stages. Listening to the teachings, that removes doubts, Sanshaya Bhavana. Then reflection, vichar. You try to assimilate, digest what you have listened to. That removes asambhavana, the sense that it's impossible for me to attain it. The sense of impossibility moves away, it becomes a practical reality that you are living for attaining enlightenment. And lastly, it's called nididhyasan. The mind comes to realize there is nothing real. You are looking at the ocean, focusing your mind on a wave. Now the focus changes, and you realize all these waves are nothing but the ocean. So, as long as wave was your reality, there were countless waves. When the ocean became the reality, all waves subsided. So Nididhyasan does that. To the mind, that understanding, Brahman alone is real. The world is Maya. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. When that becomes perfectly secure, then he becomes an established yogi. He is enlightened. Jivan Mukta. He is ever free from birth and death. So with this,